G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Michael, I am the Moto Barista, and here we're talking all things motorcycles and damn fine coffee. What I want to talk to you about today is my brand new helmet. This is the Bell Eliminator Carbon Fiber. I'm really excited to give you my thoughts on this helmet and what I think about riding with it. I've had it for about a week now and I'm really enjoying it, and I want to go through some of the features that this helmet has, the kind of riding I think it's suited for, and the kind of riders that will enjoy this style of helmet. Alright, so let's jump back on the bike and then we'll go through some features. Alright, g'day everyone. So today, like I said, we're talking about my brand new helmet. This is the Bell Eliminator Carbon Fiber, and this is my third helmet, in fact, from Bell. I've really always enjoyed their helmets. I started off with a couple of motocross helmets from Bell, and then when I moved to the street on my first bike, which is the Ducati Scrambler, I was riding with the Bell Moto 3 with the beautiful chemical candy 70s inspired paintwork. So I've really enjoyed Bell in the past and continue to do so now. Right now, my daily driver is the Bell Qualifier, which is a really affordable entry-level helmet, and I use that for my day-to-day commuting. But after I did a bit of a facelift on the old Sport Glide here, if you missed that video, I'll leave a link just up here in the cards and in the description below. After I did that facelift, I wanted to go with a helmet to match that new look. I already have a carbon fiber SNS teardrop air cleaner on the bike, and you can see that just on the bike right now in this shot. And I've always loved carbon fiber. In fact, my dad used to import and distribute carbon fiber parts for motocross bikes here in Australia. So I've always loved the way carbon fiber looks on bikes, and I also just love the quality material that carbon fiber is. So that's kind of why I went for the Bell carbon fiber helmet. Just because it's carbon fiber doesn't make it a better helmet. There are other helmet materials and other helmet manufacturers out there that make really good quality helmets. But for me, I really love the look and the feel of carbon fiber, which is why I wanted to go for this helmet. And it also keeps in touch with the style of the bike that I'm going for. This is their kind of what they call their street brawler helmet. So it has those more aggressive lines, and for me it has this real nostalgic kind of 70s era Formula One style racing helmet, which I love. So this is a 6K carbon fiber material. My favorite thing about this helmet is of course the looks, but also just how light it is. I mean, it's incredible. When I wear this helmet, it's so comfortable and there's no strain at all on my neck. And that's probably in combination with the new windshield I have as well. Even just wearing this off the bike, it just feels so much more balanced on my head. Sometimes it's even crazy to think that I'm actually wearing a helmet. That's how light this thing is. So the helmet comes with a clear visor already attached, and in the bag came a smoked out lens, which is the one I have here. Now, changing the lenses is a bit of a nuisance. You have to undo 4 different bolts with Allen keys, 2 on each side of the helmet, and that's because this is a dual pane lens, which means it's completely anti-fog. I've tried to fog this thing up on the cold mornings and it still hasn't, so this lens is crystal clear, but you do pay a price. It's annoying to swap them over. So for me, this isn't an issue. This is going to be mainly a weekend helmet for me, you know, long distance trips as well, when I'm usually riding in good weather and sunshine. So having that dark smoke lens on there all the time is no problem. However, if you're somebody who lives in inclement weather or always changing weather, I would probably recommend staying away from this helmet because there isn't a multi-use tint on this. Otherwise, if you really love this helmet, then of course you could go the clear lens and then rock some sunglasses underneath. And that leads me into the liner of this helmet, which is also really great. Now the liner allows you to fit those sunglasses on. It's really well designed. It's antibacterial, of course, anti-odor, all those great things, but it's also really comfortable. I find it's actually slightly less cushiony than my Bell Qualifier, but in all the right places. So they take a little bit out in the actual ear hole, which allows me to wear headphones really comfortably, and also just above the ear so you can fit your sunglasses. So even though there's slightly less cushioning, it actually feels a bit more comfortable and a bit more relaxed, which I really like. Now there is no chin curtain on this helmet, which might be a surprise for some of you. It was for me when I first put it on. So if you're somebody who rides in the cold and that you like that chin curtain to stop the wind coming up, then again, this helmet's not for you. It doesn't have that. It's a little bit more bare bones for that racer style. Again, I live in Australia. This isn't an issue for me. I'm riding in good warm weather most of the time, so this isn't an issue for me whatsoever. Another thing to bear in mind with this helmet is the vents are always open. So your vents at the front and the vent holes at the top, these are always open. You have no control to close them. So that means cold air, if you're riding in the cold, is always going to get in. And if you're riding in the rain, well, it's always going to get in on the top as well. So if you're living somewhere with lots of rainfall, this probably once again is not the helmet for you. But for me, I'm very fortunate. I can ride all year round, and the only type of rainfall that we get in Perth is usually the occasional storm, as opposed to continuous rainfall. So most of the time it's just blue skies here. So this helmet again is absolutely fine for what I need and the type of riding that I'm doing. In terms of field of vision, I'm really impressed with this lens and this field of vision. I feel like I can see a lot more out of my peripheries with this helmet on compared to my qualifier. So again, that's just really great. Kind of feel a little bit more immersive into the bike and into the road, and there's less distractions in your field of view. Obviously, carbon fiber shell is going to provide great safety in the case of an impact. What carbon fiber does, it actually, when it takes the impact, it is able to spread that impact throughout the helmet, so it doesn't isolate in just one place. So it means that the entirety of the helmet is going to be used in bracing for that impact, as opposed to just the one section that takes the contact. So that gives me some good peace of mind that if something does happen, this is really going to hold up in a crash. That lightweight as well is really good for the neck in case of a crash, because there's going to be less whiplash and less weight on the neck because of the lightweight helmet. The last thing I'll touch on is the chin strap. It's a D-ring style chin strap, but what you have is a magnetic clip to clip those two parts together. This can get a little bit frustrating sometimes. Sometimes that magnet clips together far too easily. Sometimes it clips to other things. It clipped to like the metal balustrade on the staircase the other day, but this is not really a big deal. In fact, I actually have come to really like it. It's nice just to snap that into place rather than fiddling around for that button, particularly when you're wearing gloves. Obviously, there are other helmets out there on the market that are really great. I didn't go the traditional motovlog route and get a Shoei RF 1200. Those are obviously really great helmets, but for me, they just don't quite do it in the looks department. They kind of look like the adventure bike of helmet, which is great. They're super practical, but when I'm paying for a high priced helmet, I also want a really good looking helmet as well. Prices for these vary. There seem to be a lot of sales going on a variety of sites. I picked up this one for I think around the 600 Australian dollar mark, which is well below the average retail price. So make sure you have a look around and see what kind of deal you can get if you're interested in getting this helmet. It also comes in a regular fiberglass material. So if you're not into the carbon fiber look or you want something a little bit more affordable, then have a look into those. There's some great paint colors and paint schemes to go with those helmets too. All in all, I'm really happy with the helmet. I'm going to be using this helmet for my weekend rides as opposed to my daily commuting. When I ride to work, I'm taking the helmet on and off quite a lot, throwing it inside of lockers, throwing it on tables, all that kind of thing. So I don't really want to use this helmet for that. Instead, this helmet's going to be, like I said, weekend rides, going out in the beautiful sunshine, and I'll be using this for my long distance riding as well. I think the lightweight nature of this helmet is going to be really great for those long distance rides. All right, so that wraps up this video. Please let me know in the comments below what you think to the Bell Eliminator Carbon. What helmet are you using and what are you using it for? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the best helmet for the kind of riding that you do. Alrighty, so if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit me up in the comments below or on Instagram if you have any questions. And until the next time, be sure to ride safe and drink some damn fine coffee. All right, peace.